My client's Manuel just called me today afternoon. He landed a 200K account executive role at Toast. 1 year ago, he applied for the exact same role by himself and got brutally rejected. They didn't even give him feedback, just a call with decided to move forward with other candidate email that crushes his confidence. What he had was something most people are ignoring in 2025. We are combining manifestation plus AI, and I'm about to show you the exact process. Now, you might be thinking, manifestation? I used to think like that too. When I first hear from one of my girlfriends from Montreal, she always told me, she was like, oh, like if you wanted something, just manifest it. And I was like, really? But then I started to do it by myself this year because I was watching a lot of video and learning about it. And I started doing it and I taught my clients to do the same thing. And I'm seeing everyone is getting the things they manifested in life. And that's how I know it really works. Then the other part is leveraging AI. Here's a brutal, honest truth I need to tell you. While you're scrolling on LinkedIn to look for a new job to apply and waiting for the HR to reply to you, other people are leveraging AI to engineer their way into their dream jobs. They're not smarter than you. They're not more qualified than you. They just know way more than what you know. They just know something you don't. And if you don't know how to do it in 2025, you're already behind. I helped Manuel build the cycle, and today I'm going to show you exactly what we did. So you might be wondering, like, who am I? My name is Yvonne Zhang. I used to be a data analyst making only 60K, and I was feeling super miserable in my job. Then I decided to break into tech sales, and I was able to land a couple offers within a month. That's why I built Ripple Effect, a program that helping people to break into top tech company like Okta and Toast. Before we get into the techniques, there's a couple mindset or brutal honest stuff I really want to share with you. A lot of people think like they just want a new job because they want a new job. They think like, okay, like if I get this job, I'll be happy. If I do this, I'll be happy. Like, honestly, it's not the truth. You're basically a reflection of your job. Just to give you context, when I was making 60K as a data analyst, I hated my life. Every day I have to commute 2 hours, just 1 hour there, another hour back home. And every day I'm stuck in traffic and I really hated that life. And I wanted to change too, but I was stuck there for 2 years. And let me tell you, like, how was my lifestyle back then? Like, I was chilling in downtown Toronto, like paying super expensive rent. And every night I would be in cocktail bars. And the irony is, I don't even like drinking it, but I just go because it's fun. You know, that's how like young people hang out in like nowadays. Not to say that I regret the lifestyle, but just to tell you, like, I wasn't fighting for the life I want. Then there's a period of time like I just get sick of doing this because like deep down, like I know this is not the life I want. And yes, it's fun to go to cocktail bar, but like it gets old, right? Like how many cocktails can you drink? How many cocktail bars you can go in downtown Toronto? There's only so many you can go to. And after a point, I just didn't want to do it. And I started to do self-inflection. I started to look inwards, like asking myself, what do I really want? That's when I started to push hard and then preparing for a career change. Let me tell you my lifestyle after I broke into tech sales. Like I was making very good money and I didn't felt like I need to do like all that crazy stuff. I didn't drink anymore and I started going back to the gym. Like when I was chilling in downtown Toronto, I barely go to the gym. So like mentally, physically, I wasn't healthy. But after I get in tech sales, because like you do need certain discipline to be sharp every day, right? So like I was going to bed before 11 p.m., which is most Asian parents always tell you, oh, if you want to be healthy, you gotta go to bed early, you know? So like I stick with basically everything that makes me healthy. I was just trying to health the max. I'm liking this lifestyle because like it got me to where I wanted to be. So if you really want a new job in 2025, you should look into like who are you today and like how can you change to become the person that desire that job, which we're going to talk about down the line. You know, I'm going to guide you through how to get there, but here is something I want to tell you first. Let me tell you like why most people stay stuck. When Manuel first reached out to me, he was like, I got rejected, you know, like I just don't know if it's still the right things, but this year they're like Toast is still hiring for that role and I want to give it a shot again. I can feel his nerve because he was like over talk a lot. He explained a lot, which I can feel the emotion, the nervousness, the fear of rejection again. First reason is most people didn't really find out the root cause of why they rejected you at the first place. And from what Manuel told me at the beginning, I'm pretty sure was his presentation deck. It wasn't good enough. And this time when we started trying, like we put in so much strategy, so much like human psychology in it. And like he literally got shortlisted. That's why we can get an offer so fast. It's only like a little over a month of like going through 4 or 5 interview rounds. Then the second thing is the mindset rewire. A lot of people, like even me, like, you know, when I get rejected, like I'm not saying I'm an Iron Man. I don't feel it. I feel it. Like I get upset too. But the core is you need to digest that emotion and trying to rewire your way of thinking. Like it's okay if you get rejected before because like you didn't come in with the right game plan, right? So like whenever you hear a rejection, like don't self-doubt yourself. Don't like cancel all your plan or like destroy all your confidence just because of this one rejection. So if you're also feeling stuck during the job hunt process and you want some like third person perspective, you can book a call in the description below and we can do a quick chat. You know, I can help you out. I'm like very good at it. Like I can just be your mirror and then just reflect back to yourself to show you like what are the problem. Because if you don't know the problem, then that's the biggest problem because like you will never be able to solve it. Then now I'm gonna show you the steps how to actually manifest your dream job with AI. Step 1, get brutally clear on what you want and why you want it. So you know, I hear people tell me all the time, they was like, I wanna get a better job, I wanna get a new job, I wanna switch industry. And then when I asked them, I was like, okay, yeah, like what job do you wanna get? And then they go like silent. They was like, I don't know yet. You know, it's not good enough for AI or for your brain to help you out if you just want a better job because it's not specific enough. You know, like in order for you to just like I heard this from a podcast recently. The guy was like, oh, like if I tell you what is 1 + 1, you will know it's 2, right? And then he was like, okay, like what if I ask you what is 281.6 times 56.7? Then you don't know. Like it's hard for us, like in 2025, it's hard for us to calculate in our brain, right? For something that's this complicated. Like what he's trying to say is you can't just figure out your life or your career in your brain. You gotta write it down. Just like the complicated multiplication, you need to actually write it down or use a calculator, right? So same logic here. We wanna use AI to help you get more clarity and like also use some guidance from it, right? It's good if you already write it down. Like you'll be surprised, most people don't even write it down. I would say like start with writing it down. You already get like 50% of clarity. And if you want more, then you can use this prompt. So you can just be like, act as a career strategist and life coach. I just got rejected from whatever role you had, right? And then it crushed my confidence. I'm making X money, but I know I'm capable of more. I want to understand what I actually want beyond just money. Interview me with problems to help me discover my true motivation, value, what success would actually looks like for me. Yeah, so like on top of that, you can also ask AI to ask you what's your childhood dream, what makes you feel proud, what do you want your family to think about your career. Like through this process, I'm pretty sure like most people, they will get to a realization that it's not just about money. You know, a lot of time we want to switch career is because of we want to feel fulfilled. We want to feel like we are useful. You don't want to just stay in a job to do something you could have automated with machine. So that's how I feel too. Like back then when I was a data analyst, I was like, oh my God, like this Excel sheet, I swear like in a couple of months or like years, like everything could be automated. Like why I have to sit here for a whole week to pull data from like 6 platforms and then just manually do presentation, you know, and that was 2024, you know, it's just 1 year ago. And now you can do all of those Excel work, like presentation with like Copilot. Right? Like I would say also another thing that you can find your passion or your purpose of life, it's finding your Ikigai, right? Like I'm basically not the first person talking about it. There's way more guru online talk about it. So it's basically you want to find out 4 core things: what you love, what the world needs, what you're good at, and what you are paid for, right? So that's a very basic Western way to look at Ikigai. But like I was watching another video the other day, and like she's Japanese. Like she's basically tell us the real reason to live, or the Japanese meaning to look at, or the Japanese way to look at Ikigai. It's basically like something small to look for. For example, like for a guy, like their Ikigai could be a beer after work, or for a mom, like right now, like I've been here by myself for 10 years now, like living in Canada, but my mom recently come over to help me out, and stay with me for 4 months. And I think for a mom, like a Ikigai, it's seeing their kids grow, seeing they're being successful, right? And for me, my Ikigai, it's probably ice cream after lunch. So these are the small things, like small, simple joy that makes you feel alive, right? So when you are looking for a job, you can check out their culture, their team member, the dynamic within the whole company, and see if it's matching your Ikigai. And once again, you can also ask ChatGPT to figure out Ikigai for you, right? Like you can just ask ChatGPT, be like, based on what you know about me, and I want to find out my Ikigai, and like what is my way of small thing to look forward. I would say like the more you think about in your brain, the more confused you'll get. I swear I've been there. So write it down. Second step to really manifest your dream job is to create your mind movie. This is crazy, guys. So like some people will say, oh, create your vision board and then just put whatever you like in it, put picture, put words, like on a poster, and then stick it on your wall, look at it every day. What I'm gonna teach you is like next level. So I recently learned about mind movie. It's actually just a clip that you can make for yourself, and you can manifest anything you want in it. What you can do is you watch it before bed and as soon as you wake up, just twice a day. So the logic behind this mind movie is, like, first of all, mind movie is a form of manifestation, and the reason behind it is because the logic behind it is our brain couldn't really tell the difference between vivid imagined stuff versus what is true. So when you're creating a detailed emotional scenario of what you want, and you watch it twice a day, it will slowly go into your subconscious, and eventually it will affect your actions, and you will basically get what you want. So that's the logic behind it. Like obviously there's a lot of study go behind it. I'm not gonna explain here because I'm not the psychic or anything. I'm trying to help you get jobs, and this is one of the way I actually do it. Like every night when I turn off all the lights, I'll just like pull out my little iPhone 10 that I only use when I'm during bad time, because it doesn't have all the other social media I use throughout the day. And then I'll just watch it and trying to feel everything, to feel the words I say, feel the image I put in it, and also listen to a very calm music to just make me go into that frequency. So here's a prompt you can use to write a script for my movie. Create a detailed cinematic day in a life scenario of me as a successful account executive at Toast. But focus not just on what I'm doing, but on who I'm being. Include specific moments. Walk into the Toast office with unshakable confidence. Having a strategy meeting where I contribute valuable insight. Conduct a demo call with restaurant owner where I'm genuinely focused on solving their problem, not just making sales. Celebrating my colleagues while staying humble. Calling my wife to share the good news while feeling grateful rather than validated. And ending the day feeling genuinely fulfilled because I know I'm living in alignment with my value. Make it vivid. Include detail, emotion, dialogue, and most importantly, the internal state of being embodying. So if you put this prompt on ChatGPT, or nowadays there's a lot of AI tools, you can just make a video of it, right? So you can use that. What I do is pretty old school. I just go on Canva, I list out a bunch of things I want, right? I have a script, and I just put picture of the things I'm manifesting. And let's say you manifesting for a relationship, then you can just find a couple picture and then you just put your headshot on top, and same thing like for these jobs, like you can just put the exact company, exact office, like go on Google Map and find the exact office, put it in your mind movie, and make sure you watch before you go to bed. That should be the last thing you do before you go to sleep, and then as soon as you wake up in the morning, watch it again. Okay, and then step number 3. So once you have the right mindset and you are influencing your subconscious, then most importantly, we need to understand what success is look like, right? So we're gonna use AIs to reverse engineer success. So aka if you wanna apply for account executive role at Toast, we wanna know how it's gonna look like, what do the top performer do. So here's a prompt. I want to become an account executive at Toast. I was rejected once because I didn't understand their business model or demonstrate sales skill effectively, but I realize now that my real issue was my identity and mindset. Research Toast's ideal account executive candidate profile, their main challenges in 2025, their competitive landscape, and create a comprehensive transformation plan that addresses not just my skill gaps, but my identity gaps. What kind of person succeeds in this job? Why do they think, act, and show up differently than some people? So after you put in this prompt, you can basically get a very detailed steps on what you need to do. I can basically feel my clients change throughout the 1.5 months we worked together. When we first started working together, he was like very nervous, like he was doubting everything, doubting himself, doubting things he see, and he was over researching about a lot of things, which is normal, like I'm not complaining or anything, but that was just a fact that I'm seeing. Versus during his last interview round, and we were just practicing on Zoom, and like deep in my mind, I already know he's gonna get the offer because I see a whole transformation within this whole month we worked together. He was so sharp during our practice round. He was so confident too when he presenting the deck to me, and also like we add in a lot of coaching. Like I would say this transformation happened after 5 one-on-one coaching, and seeing him like shining during our last session, I already know he's gonna get the offer. But I didn't tell him obviously because I didn't want to make him feel like too hype and then like didn't perform during the real interview. But it kind of reflect that if you want something, you need to change yourself first instead of like looking outwards. Like see, okay, like is it because the market is so competitive? Is it because of time of the year? Like a lot of people like always tell me all the excuses. They would just be like, oh, like and right now it's summer, it's slower, the hiring is slower, or there's more graduating from university and the market got way more competitive. Like when I hear all those excuses, I just want to tell them to shut up, because that's not the reason at all. You are your own reason. And I'm not saying it in an aggressive way, but I just want to tell you, if you're the problem, which is great, because it means you are also the solution. You can totally fix it. But most of the time, people just get stuck at noticing their problem. So then the next prompt I want to show you and the next step I want to help you to understand is become the person who gets the job. Like basically throughout this whole video, I'm just serving like a mirror. I want to just stand there and then holding a mirror to show you, okay, like if you want this, right? But you're not qualified because you're not this person yet. And I'm just showing a mirror to show you, you are this today, you're here. So there's a gap, like we need to work on the gap. So here's a prompt you can use. My name, I'm becoming a successful account executive at Toast, but I want to understand this transformation at a deeper level. How does a successful AE thinks about rejection different than other people? And how do they handle pressure? What is their relationship with money and success? How do they show up in relationship? What are their daily habits or rituals? help me understand not just what they do, but who they are at core, right? Like you can see like these prompts is all about helping you to look inwards to see what are the things you can improve. So you can see throughout the whole video, I'm basically trying to help you look inwards to understand what are the problem we have today, right? How can you fix it? Because like you can get anything you want in life as long as you're willing to bleed for it. So if you want to get to point B and you're only standing at point A today, the only thing it means is there's gap, and the only thing it would determine your success is your ability to close the gap. Obviously, there's AI, there's manifestation out there to help you close the gap. But if you want me to help you out, look at it from a different angle, from a coach angle, feel free to book a call in the description below and we can talk about it, how it's gonna look like, and we can see if there's any alignment to work together. Because my client's Manuel, he actually get 10K more in the base salary than what the HR told him at the beginning. It's just because throughout the 5-round interview, we actually did a great job. First he got shortlisted, and then they just feel like, and every step we do is to make the company feel like it's their loss not to hire him, and there's a lot of human psychology and strategy involved in it. So that's why eventually we got the base 10K higher, and we didn't even need to negotiate, because like today in the phone call he was like, yeah, like Yvonne, like we were already talking about how we're gonna negotiate for higher, but like he already gave me the number I really want, so if you watch to here, my core advice to you is you can totally get the job you really want as long as you're willing to change. Like what you're not changing, you're basically choosing it. So I strongly believe once you become a person that deserves something, whatever you want will come, like no matter if it's job or the relationship you want, they will come, because like it's just a byproduct of your personal growth.